So I was walking on the street the other day, and then I noticed that there were these homeless people on the street, and there always be people passing by and giving them money. But then I was like, why would you always just constantly give these people money if you know that they're just gonna use it for drugs and not on food because they already have enough? And so this had me thinking about a TED Talk video that I saw the other day by Johann Hari about how everything we know about addiction is wrong. And so in the start of the video, he starts to talk about how he comes from a family who grew up with drug addiction. I was like, okay. And so it got him interested about addiction, about how why people get addicted, what's the purpose, and everything behind it. And so when he started the TED Talk video, he started to talk about this experiment done by Bruce Alexander about how he had these two cages full of rats. One was an empty cage with two water filters. One was normal water, another one was filled with some type of drug. And so what he noticed in this cage is that the rat got addicted to the water that was filled with drugs. And so that was interesting. But then he had another part where he had another cage was called Rat Park, where it had all the rats, where it had other rats, it had playgrounds, and it had other rats to mate with. It had everything that a rat needed to be happy. And so what he noticed in this experiment was that when you take the rat in Rat Park, it never took the drug water, it just took the normal water. And while in the other cage, it took the water that's filled with drugs. And so this was interesting because what this study showed is that the rats, when it was surrounded by a good environment, it didn't take the water that's filled with the drugs. And so this brings me to my two main points that I really learned from this video. The first one is why people get addicted to stuff. And so we shouldn't really call it addiction, but we should call it bonding instead. Because I noticed that lots of people in nature try to bond to things. So we try to connect with other human beings as it just makes us feel better. And so when you see these people who get bonded with something, it could be either drugs, social media, or something like that, the reason that they bond to that is because it makes them feel good. And so people don't get addicted to something because they enjoy it. They get addicted to something because they need something to bond with because they don't have that thing that other people have. And so another thing I noticed is that I feel like we tackle drug addiction wrong. For example, he mentioned in the video about how there's the show named Intervention. You gather all the people that they know, they're like, oh, we worry about you. But then instead of really helping them, we say we're worried and we're just gonna cut you off. And so I find this to be a problem because instead of just threatening them, we wanna just offer them help that they truly need. And so what I just wanted to say overall about this topic is that I feel like there's so much information about addiction, about how we perceive these people, and we just punish them for doing drugs, but instead we could be having a real discussion right now to help them for the better future. Goodbye.